The galactic proving grounds had seen thousands of species compete over the millennia. Crystalline Vorthak warriors who could shatter steel with their bare appendages. Gaseous Netherian hunters who moved like living storms. Armored Cathavar soldiers whose carapaces could deflect plasma fire. But never had the arena witnessed something quite like Dr. Marcus Chen. Standing barely 5 feet 6 inches tall and weighing perhaps 140 pounds soaking wet, the human looked utterly out of place among the assembled warriors. His thin frame was draped in simple gray coveralls and thick-rimmed glasses perched precariously on his nose. While other contestants flexed massive muscles or displayed razor-sharp claws, Marcus nervously adjusted his spectacles and clutched a worn leather satchel. The crowd's reaction was immediate and brutal. Laughter erupted from the multi-species audience. The Vorthak delegation clicked their crystalline limbs in amusement. Even the usually stoic Kethvar seemed to vibrate with what could only be described as mirth. "Is this some kind of joke?" growled Commander Thax, a 7-foot-tall Vorthak whose body gleamed like polished obsidian. "The humans send us this?" Marcus pushed his glasses up and cleared his throat. "Actually, I volunteered. I'm a xenobiologist, you see, and this seemed like an excellent opportunity for field research." His words were drowned out by another wave of laughter. The Arbiter, an ancient being whose species had overseen the proving ground since their inception, raised one of its many arms for silence. "The rules are simple," it intoned in a voice like grinding stone. "Survive the crucible. The last being standing is declared the apex predator of their species. The winner's civilization gains access to the Eternal Library and advanced hyperdrive technology." The crucible itself was a testament to deadly ingenuity, a vast biodome containing the most lethal environments and creatures from across the galaxy. Acidic swamps populated by energy-draining parasites. Ice fields where predators moved faster than most species could even perceive. Desert wastes where the very sand could strip flesh from bone. As the contestants were transported to the starting zone, Marcus found himself isolated. The other warriors, 15 of the galaxy's most formidable specimens, formed loose alliances or simply ignored the frail human entirely. This suited Marcus just fine. He opened his satchel and began cataloging the initial flora, muttering observations into a small recording device. The first challenge was the Thornwall Maze, where carnivorous plants the size of trees attempted to ensnare and digest any creature that passed through. The Vorthak warriors simply smashed through the barriers with brute force. The Netherians phased through the walls in their gaseous forms. The Kethvar used their natural armor to push through the thorns. Marcus took a different approach. He spent 10 minutes observing the plants' behavior patterns, noting how they responded to movement, heat, and electromagnetic signatures. Then he calmly walked through the maze, timing his movements to coincide with the plant's natural dormancy cycles. He emerged 15 minutes after starting, completely unharmed and still taking notes. By the second day, 3 contestants had been eliminated. The pyroclastic fields had claimed 2 warriors who couldn't adapt quickly enough to the eye, shifting lava flows while the void wasps had overwhelmed another with their psychic attacks. Marcus not only survived the volcanic region but discovered that the native crystalline formations could be arranged to create a resonance frequency that kept the wasps at bay. He shared this information with no one, but carefully documented the discovery. The pattern continued. In the crushing depths where water pressure could flatten most creatures instantly, Marcus used principles of physics to create air pockets and navigate the currents. In the screaming dark, where sonic weapons drove most beings to madness, he fashioned crude ear protection from biomaterials and mapped the sound patterns to find safe passages. One by one, the great warriors fell. The mighty Thax was consumed by a sentient fungal network in the spore gardens. The phase-shifting Netherians were trapped by creatures that existed in multiple dimensional states simultaneously. Each elimination was met with shocked silence from the observers. Meanwhile, Marcus continued his methodical approach. He studied everything, he adapted constantly. He used tools, not the advanced weapons the other contestants carried, but simple implements crafted from his environment. A sharp rock became a cutting tool, Twisted metal formed a lever, organic compounds mixed into makeshift chemicals. How is he still alive? Whispered a Kethvar observer as the final day dawned. The answer became clear in the last challenge, the convergence, where the 5 remaining contestants faced the arena's ultimate predator, a shape-shifting entity known as the Devourer that could mimic and amplify the abilities of anything it consumed. It had absorbed the essence of thousands of apex predators over the millennia. The 4 remaining alien warriors attacked with everything they had. Plasma fire, molecular disruption, psionic assaults, and gravitational manipulation filled the arena. The Devourer absorbed each attack, growing stronger and more terrible with every moment. When the cosmic dust settled, only Marcus remained standing. He hadn't fought the Devourer, he'd outwitted it. While his competitors focused on raw power, Marcus had observed that the creature had one fundamental weakness. It could only perfectly mimic abilities it fully understood. So Marcus had spent the entire competition demonstrating not just human adaptability, but human unpredictability. In the final moments, as the Devourer lunged for him, Marcus did something that violated every tactical expectation. He threw his glasses at the creature. The seemingly random action so confounded the entity that it hesitated for a crucial microsecond. That hesitation allowed Marcus to trigger the improvised explosive device he'd been quietly assembling from arena materials throughout the competition. The blast didn't kill the Devourer, but it damaged its ability to process complex adaptive behaviors. In that moment of confusion, Marcus simply walked past it to the exit. The arena fell silent. Then the Arbiter spoke, its ancient voice filled with something that might have been respect. The human demonstrates the true nature of an apex predator. Not the strongest, not the fastest, but the most adaptable, the most unpredictable, the most human. As Marcus walked out of the arena, still clutching his battered satchel and squinting without his glasses, the assembled alien civilizations finally understood what humanity brought to the galaxy. Not brute force or exotic abilities, but something far more dangerous, the capacity to solve any problem, overcome any obstacle, and adapt to any challenge through pure, stubborn ingenuity. The frailest human had become the apex predator, not by being the strongest, but by being the most essentially human.